Listen, I'm fine being banned from Starbucks if he doesn't give me my order wrong again.
How it be how it is. Welcome in and welcome back. It is the beginning of the summer series. If you don't know, it's where I take the reins of DMing and hand them off to, in this case, Ben Brainard, and on Thursdays, Offbeat Outlaw. And we go into our off season and we pick up a shorter series, roughly 8 episodes or so, called our summer series. And this is episode 1. Ben is returning to the world with which he built for the last summer series. If you would like to get caught up on that, you can find that at the YouTube. And we have some phenomenal people, which we'll get to in just a second, and do fantastic introductions and stuff. But yeah, it's officially me, Sir Feffers, handing the reins over to Ben. Hope you have some
Hello. Fun. Hi, my name is Ben Brainard. I am going to be your dungeon master for the next 8 weeks. I am excited. Last year was a ton of fun. I wrote a source book that introduces a new subclass for every single class in the game that focuses on using hit dice power abilities. And last year, for 8 weeks, we kind of play tested it just a little bit. And it was fun and exciting, and I very much enjoyed it. And we are going to be picking up here 10 years after the end of last year's campaign. 10 years game time after last year real time. I feel like that was probably pretty easy to figure out, but we're here. We are going to meet all of our characters through this intro episode, but we're going to meet our players now. So in a very popcorn style, we will start with Feff.
Okay. I'm Sir Feffers. Hello, the humble dungeon master of Long Shot Table. My whole shtick is I DM 3 campaigns weekly in the on season, and I am so very excited to be jumping into this and getting to be a player again. I'm very, very excited and frankly honored to have such a fantastic team come to the table. So thank you all. Let me throw it over to SmolBirdLex.
Fuck! Hi, SmolBirdLex. You can find me at SmolBirdLex. I do art, streaming, TTRPG stuff. I just started VTubing if you want to see someone with big hair and big boobs. Not too much different from how you see me normally. I'll pass it over to Kiki.
Hello, I'm KikiDoesStuff. You can find me all over the internet at KikiDoesStuff or KikiDoesStuff right here on Twitch. We play games, we do some cosplay, some art, and you can find me Thursdays over on Madaloon's channel where we play Dungeons and Demigods. And I'm going to pass it over to Astraea.
Hi guys, I'm Astraea. I go by QueenAstraea on TikTok and Instagram. I'm like a discount Jim Carrey in a ball gown. If you like to laugh and like to see really fun, awesome outfits, feel free to check out my channels on TikTok, Instagram, or even Twitch. I'll pass it over to Aiden.
Hello, everybody. My name is Aiden Watcher. I go by Shay Aiden on all social medias. You can usually find me doing mediocre comedy and D&D skits, and I too have very large breasts.
Never been dethroned so quickly.
All right, well, let's hop in. If you were here last year and you got to see a little bit of the campaign, then you know I tend to enjoy writing fairly silly intros and descriptions of stuff, and nothing has changed. So here we go. This is Rise of the Planewalker, Episode 1, subtitled Pop Quiz Part 1, All Pop, No Quiz.
I'm like pulling up my notes. I'm like,
yeah. You guys are gonna know all of this stuff. It's gonna be fun. We are going to be in the island continent of Laurent. Laurent is a crescent-shaped island continent that is perfectly isolated from any of the mainland countries. By perfectly isolated, I mean it's close enough that trade routes tend to include the island, but far enough away that it wouldn't be worth it for one of the mainland continents to launch an offensive against the island, in which they overthrow the king, build a marine base, and then start selling tourist packages that completely destroy the island and devastate the local culture and economy. Perfectly isolated.
Will this be on the test later?
Yes.
Shit.
Fudge Knuckles.
The northern tip of the crescent is spattered in jagged mountain peaks, as if during its construction, that part of the continent was accidentally dropped on the back of a very large hedgehog. The eastern half of the island is a canvas of forest green. That is to say, it's a forest and the leaves are green. The Great Forest, as it's known by the less creative residents of the island, Red Government, is home to mystery, intrigue, and probably some number of missing persons. Quick side note, we don't have time for that to be foreshadowing. So don't even think about it.
Okay.
There is a strange...
That's just where they are.
There is a strange magic that dances through the Great Forest, and some say they have felt a strong connection to the Feywild while wandering its seemingly endless expanse. The southern tip of the crescent hooks down towards the equator and therefore is too hot, too humid, and too swampy to be inhabitable by anybody who would pass consistently a psyche val. And thusly, the people that do inhabit it would likely have made it illegal to give psyche vals, if any of them live by the laws anyway. The entire region isn't completely lawless, but the question still remains of whether or not it is completely godless. North of the swampland is the city of Two Rivers, and the people who knew exactly what they were doing when they got here. Two Rivers is the oldest city on the island. It's called Two Rivers because it's built between two rivers. Unlike in the naming of the Great Forest, the name of Two Rivers was chosen by the more creative inhabitants who believe the best art is any piece that directly challenges an unjust power structure, and also know that the best way to protect good art is to seem boring to people who believe the best art is French. Probably. Look, the point here is that given the choice of traveling to Paris or Eatonville, most people would go to Paris, and that's exactly why Eatonville still has the best food I have ever eaten. So if you were going to name a city, you might as well name it something so that people who like Paris won't come and ruin it. The people who built Two Rivers found a spot that was hard to get to, built a bridge, established a school for the arts, and started the party. It's been 200 years.
Hell yeah.
I do like a good party, and I do like a good art school.
Finally, north of the city of Two Rivers and home to the main ports on the island, the capital city of Archid. The residents of Archid if the residents of Archid had a nickel for every major rebellion in the city in the past 20 years, they'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot.
But it's strange it happened twice.
It happened twice.
It's weird that it happened twice.
20 years ago, some know-it-all brat took knowledge as power a bit too seriously and then took over the city. 10 years ago, some nobodies and a gnome with a grudge blew and knocked his house down and then killed him.
Wow.
5 years ago, the city rebuilt itself with an emphasis on education. The 12 schoolhouses were built in conjunction with a pub around a massive arena. It's all very British, isn't it? The pub was the residence of that one gnome with a grudge. His name was Daystrider, and he basically gave his life to save everyone in the city, so he's kind of like a god around here. They even built him a statue, which wasn't hard to approve since he was a gnome, and the cost of materials would have been about 3/4 of the cost of building a statue of one of the other 5. The city of Archid and the island continent of Laurent opened its ports and extended an invitation to the rest of the planet to come and learn about life essence. And that brings us to now. We begin in the city of Archid with our... Wait. No, we haven't met anyone yet. Fuck. Okay, 10 years ago, again.
Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Adaline. You wake up. It might be more effectively accurate to say you were born. If you existed before now, you have no recollection. You're lying flat on your back, looking up at a thick canopy of leaves. You can hear gentle rustling and a disorganized series of noises that you safely determine are part of the underlying existence of this biome. You do not sense danger. You smell dirt and grass and very faintly petrichor. It will rain soon. There is no clear break in the canopy large enough to see the sky, but you can tell by the angle of the shafts of sunlight that break through, it's around 5 p.m. You also don't know exactly how you know any of this. Unsurprisingly to you, but eventually what will be very surprising to those you meet, you feel excitement, joy, worry. You're not sure exactly, but you feel. Go ahead and describe Adaline for us.
Okay. Adaline is a Warforged, but is not some mechanical Warforged. This one is made of bone and stone. We will be having art soon up, and I'm very excited to...
I'm sorry, I'm rushing.
No, don't be. It's the reference, because he kind of just looks like a chess piece to a certain degree, because you've got the stone head with kind of flanged out bits of bone, and this just hole in his head all the way through to the back. And then from shoulders down, you can see little bits of the black leather and the I think it's called a Tobler, but that's
a Toblerone?
That's all mostly hidden by this big cloak of shifting greens and grays, but primarily moss. So you've got this kind of triangular shape and then just stone robot for a head. There's a ring around the hole that glows faintly, various colors displaying emotions. Little bits of moss kind of caked on, and he kind of sits up, looks around. Oh, looks like it's going to rain.
All right, some time passes. It's probably going to be a few days go by since this. Do you want to go ahead and describe sort of what your day-to-day looks like as you're just exploring this forest you woke up in?
Initially, it's trying to locate where I am, but not having any point of reference to before. More self-discovery. So it's a lot of like pushing my limits. How fast can I run? Can I jump from here to there? Can I climb that? And then it projects outward, and I start discovering this beautiful forest, falling in love with the forest, finding all these nooks and crannies, even making friends with various little animals and stuff like that. And I'm actually quite skittish, so every now and then I'll just like and then pretend to be rocks. Like the little glow goes out and my cape actually camouflages me to a certain degree, and I can hide as a bonus action. I just rocks, pile of rocks.
It's like a chameleon, but just a rock.
Yeah, I just
pile of rocks.
And then
Just-
I'll kind of
Do you do like the little fan thing as well? Just like...
Yeah. But really just getting to know the forest for the most part.
Can you make a perception check for me?
First roll, let's go.
First roll, let's go.
Let's go.
Perception?
Yep.
Dead even with 10 plus 7 to 17.
Okay. About 100 feet away from you, you heard a snap of a twig that broke the pattern of the noise of the forest.
Rocks.
It's not just any regular rock.
You can see, even though it is dark underneath the canopy of this forest, there are 3 sets of eyes, most likely wolves. They're all 3 about 100 feet away from you, a little bit spread out, and they saw you before rocks.
Oh.
And they're moving in your direction.
100 feet away?
Mm-hmm.
And have I kind of discovered somewhat of what I'm capable of in a melee sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You would know intuitively what sort of like combat or weaponry your body is
Okay,
capable
so
of.
there's leftover instincts as well.
Yeah.
All right, I gauge.
Just like you knew what the smell of petrichor was, you know how to. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to slowly, kind of like one arm will crawl out from the rubble heap of stone and moss and pull myself into a bipedal prone form. And then I'm going to take my spine and kind of move my head to the side and pull it all along my shoulder and lock it into a hunting rifle as my arm kind of moves into a gun.
Whoa.
I'm going to take the extra moment to pull some bone that I have collected from wildlife and load in my 2 extra shots. And if they're approaching, then they're getting shot at.
So, as you kind of like click in, the noise of that has alerted them. They have started to move quicker towards you. So, roll some initiative.
Alrighty. Oh, that's 2.
Oh,
Oh no.
First
5.
initiative, let's go.
Let me change the music up real quick. This will be interesting. Taff, 37 months. My goodness, thank you so much. Also, all of you amazing new people who have come in and started this hype train, thank you so much for everybody. Goodness gracious. And 5 gifted, 6 gifted from Taff. Shy Tack, welcome in. I was like, wee!
What was your initiative?
5.
5. Okay.
Anti-helpful, thank you for the sub. Offbeat is correct. SmolBirdLex is amazing.
Absolutely correct.
Okay. The wolf that's dead center in front of you.
Okay.
He sprints towards you, closes the gap. He gets 80 feet, so he's still 20 feet away from you.
Okay.
The wolf that is sort of flanking to your right, about 30 degrees to your right, he also is able to get 20 feet away from you before you can make your first move.
Excellent.
It is your turn now.
Oh, okay. I don't have any disadvantage no matter how close they get, so the rifle is going to just dead on first shot. I'm putting this dice away. That's another 2, which makes it a 8 to hit.
Straight to dice jail.
For real.
An 8 does not hit.
Oh, whoop.
Second shot. So there we go. That's what I need. 13 plus 6. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
2 loud, quick cracks of gunfire. For 17 damage to the first one.
17 kills the first one.
Okay. And
You just put a bone bullet right between the eyes, and as it's sprinting, it just kind of hits the ground and skids towards you.
Excellent. And for my bonus action, I'll cast Zephyr Strike, giving me a grand total of 70 movement speed. And I will skedaddle. And I will.
You straight up went near him.
Yeah.
The 70 movement speed only applies on the turn that you also attack, like at the end of that.
Got you. Well, they were within.
This
20
might be a
feet.
little bit annoying to you because I am a ranger main and I know
That's fair.
every detail.
Whether you hit or miss, your walking speed increases by 30 feet until the end of that turn.
Yeah, so if you cast it first,
Okay.
which I will let you just do that.
Oh, okay. That works perfectly. I skedaddle.
All right. You book it. That's just 70 feet straight.
70 feet straight away, and I'll try to break line of sight.
Cool. As you're running, a figure drops down in front of you, humanoid. And even though you're running and slightly terrified at this point, you make a mental note. It's not that you didn't hear this person or thing land. It's that they simply just didn't make a noise upon landing.
Okay.
They land, they pull out a longbow, grab 2 arrows, knock them both, and fire, which split you. You hear 2 thuds, 2 whimpers, and then silence.
I'll turn back.
You see 3 dead wolves.
Turn and look at him.
Dang.
He is grabbing another arrow,
Ooh.
but before he knocks it, he says, "You serve the Hightower?"
No. I don't know where that is.
You don't know what the fucking Hightower is?
So, I haven't seen any tall towers, no.
Puts the arrow back, but he doesn't put the bow away. At this point, you can see he's very. You can tell he's a wood elf. He's about 5.5 feet tall. His clothes are very specifically tailored for this forest. And he has the demeanor of someone who either has seen everything or at least is no longer surprised by anything. And he puts the arrow away, still holding the bow. Where are you from?
I think I'm from here to a certain degree. Do you mind if I use those wolves for pellets and other such bits and bobs I might need?
Sure.
Where are you from? I shall turn and just kind of slowly kind of glide over and start, without getting too descriptive, skinning and cleaning the various wolves.
Sure. Yeah, he puts the longbow away, and you can just hear under his breath, "Dude doesn't know what the fucking Hightower is, but he knows how to skin a wolf. What the fuck?" Okay.
Priorities.
Just
I
kind
know.
of humming a little bit before every now and then I'll like bolt at some noise and then just continue.
I'm from Archid.
Is it nice and green there too? I tell you, this place is lovely. I look forward to seeing
I don't
what it
fucking
looks
get
like
paid
at
enough
night.
for this shit. Listen, I know at least like 7 dudes that would love to talk to you and ask you questions about like your favorite color and where you're from and all that other bullshit. I was born without the gene to care, so
I can respect that.
how about I bring you back to the city where like normal people are?
How many people?
Whatever number makes you not ask me more questions.
Well, as long as we're not asking questions, I'm going to take the leg of the wolf, raise it up in front of the hole in my head, and like a woodchucker, or like a wood chipper, you just see a faint red mist behind my head, and then like a Pez dispenser, little bone bullets that I then lock into my arm and go, "Lead the way."
Gross. And he starts walking. You can kind of make a point that like he's checking you out, but specifically like it's like he's looking for something specific.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does find it, he doesn't say anything about it.
There's a general naivete to Adaline, and a bit of a whimsy, which contradicts his skittishness. Because he's very jumpy, but he's not actually cowardly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he takes you into Archid. And from there, we're going to jump. Estel. We're going to pick up with you about 6 months before where our story begins. So that was 10 years ago. This is 9.5 years in front of that.
Okay.
You are in the middle of one of your favorite activities, sneaking off to read. Describe to us what Estel looks like.
Estelle is about 5 feet and 1 inches tall, so she's quite petite. She has silver hair and green eyes, and she wears an amulet with her family's crest on it, as is common for the House of Cessaria. And although she tries to hide it as best she can when she sneaks off, so no one will be able to identify her as much. She wears, when she goes out and sneaks out, just a simple tunic style dress with a belt and nothing more that would give away any lineage to her family. Her hair reaches about to her butt, very long, and she keeps it braided and tries her best to look as unassuming as possible for the most part.
Okay. You are walking down this path that you take all the time. And then you hear a very faint, and suddenly you're not on that path anymore. In fact, you're not on any path anymore.
Okay, her first reaction is, oh my gods, where the heck am I?
You are in a forest with a dense canopy of leaves above you. You don't hear any voices.
Mhm.
It's just the sounds of nature.
She goes to the tree and just like puts her hands on it and just goes, take me back.
Nothing happened. Can you make a perception check for me, please?
Okay. Oh crap. How do I do my perception check? Let's see, deception, intimidation. No, that's investigation.
Perception is up above performance and persuasion.
I didn't realize for the
It
longest time
is
it's
a
in
9.
alphabetical order.
9?
Yes.
Yeah. All those skills are in alphabetical order, by the way.
I only
Okay.
realized that recently. I was like, what?
I forget them all the time.
You said it was a 9?
Yep, 9er.
Okay.
Not great.
If you were gonna hear or see anything that would change what's going on to you right now, you do not.
I keep taking a gander very carefully around the trees and just trying to see if just maybe there's a road or something that she can get on, because she knows one thing for certain: if there's a road, there's a town. If there's a town, she can get help.
Solid one.
There is no path. There
Well, fuck me, I
there
guess.
isn't even like moss consistently on the same side of any trees.
Even the moss has betrayed you.
And as you're thinking, you hear the unmistakable sounds of a prey animal. Not one you've heard before, but definitely a prey animal, and it is very close.
Okay. I try to climb the tree.
Okay. Make me either an acrobatics or an athletics check. your call.
Okay, let's see.
If you're more of a scamper person, acrobatics. If you're more of a, I'm just going to leap and grab and pull myself up, then I would say athletics.
Athletics it is. It's a 14.
14? Okay, cool. Yeah, you get up the tree, and as you're like settling down to try to hide yourself, you just hear a voice from the tree.
From the tree. Oh, great. Thanks. I hate it.
Get your own fucking tree.
Well,
It's not the tree is speaking. It's just the voice is coming from somebody already in this tree.
I whisper back, I'm sorry for climbing on your tree, but something is down there and I don't want to find out. Can I stay here with you for a bit? Mysterious person.
No. And he jumps down. And as he's falling, he knocks an arrow in his bow and shoots it. And you can't even see what he hits. But something dies.
I look down to try to take a gander at the person who just jumped from the tree.
It's a wood elf.
Hmm.
He's about 5.5 feet tall. He has clothes that are very specifically tailored for this forest.
I see. I try to climb my way down and I go, thank you very much for saving me. I'm so sorry for the trouble. I seem to have gotten lost. Do people or things just happen to pop mysteriously into this forest?
More often than I get paid for.
Oh, well, I hope you get a raise.
Me too. Follow me. And he just puts his arrows and bows away, just starts walking.
I try to climb down the tree, but end up falling. And I brush myself off.
Pauses for a moment, does not turn around to check if you're okay.
Yep.
Just kind of like hangs his head for a moment.
I brush myself off, make sure my book is in tow, and I waddle over to him and I just go, may I ask your name, sir?
Skyfe.
Hi, Skyfe. My name is Estel. By any chance, are any of the Cessaria estates nearby in this area?
The who?
Never mind. If that's the case, then they most likely aren't here. I just wanted to know if my family was nearby in this town that we are going to, or area, that is.
God, I fucking hope not.
Ha. I just sort of brush my cloaks to the side, and I just gesture for him to lead the way.
Oh, he never stopped walking.
All right. I just run after him as far as my little 5'1" legs can carry me.
After probably about an hour of walking through the forest, it breaks, and you get your first glimpse of Archid. And what you see immediately is probably some construction that you could be able to tell wasn't always what it is now. Like the bottom layer of like bricks and cinder blocks definitely look much older than what it is on top, and it feels very welcome to Indiana Welcome Center.
Right.
It's just a building, and it looks friendly, and there are windows, and they face the forest, which is probably an odd, given how dense the forest is.
Right.
There's really not much to see, but there's also like a double door that faces outward towards the forest, as if you're not even close to being the first person to randomly have to be saved by this one very specific wood elf.
Right.
And he says, "This is Archid."
It's a very nice building.
The building isn't Archid. The city is Archid. This is the fucking welcome center.
And so it is indeed. I appreciate you for guiding me along the way. I'm sure there must be many more people out there that are probably in need of your service. I'll just get out of your hair. I could tell that you're very busy.
Yeah, he stops and like quickly turns and looks at you, and he says, "Oh yeah, where to?"
Well, I figured if I go inside the welcome center, I can at least try to find my way home.
Nah, fuck that place.
Oh, well, where would you recommend?
Anywhere that people talk less. Come with me. And he takes you around the welcome center, and you can kind of see there's this massive, like, gladiatorial style Colosseum type arena in the middle of the city, and there's a ring of buildings that surround it that all look fairly similar. At least they were built to be fairly similar, and they've been decorated and stuff to be their own thing. And he passes several of them, and when he finally gets to the one that he's looking for, he does not knock. He just opens the door. These are pretty big buildings. These are all schoolhouses that have dorms attached to them, so it's not like he's walking into just some random guy's house. He opens the door, and he yells, "Giovanna!" And around, like, just down the hallway, "What? I got another one.
Another one?
I'm tired."
Oh, do you want some coffee? Maybe they have coffee.
"No. You stay here." And then he leaves. And
Well,
around the corner, down the hallway, you see, in just full... It's an outfit that says, "I will kill you if I need to."
immediately,
And it's a face
Estel
that
just
says, "Please don't make me."
shrinks. Estelle just sort of shrinks at the sight of them, clutching her
And-
book.
When she sees you, she immediately softens. And
I
flashes
kind
you
of
a
peek
smile.
over to my book, and I'm just like, hi. The nice wood elf guided me here. I don't know where I am. Can you tell me where I am?
"Oh, baby, you don't gotta lie. That is not a nice wood elf."
She's honest.
And sitting in front of you is a tall, slender, elven woman, prepared for battle. She's not in battle. Just always seems to be prepared for it.
I really like your armor. It looks extra deadly.
It actually prevents the deadly.
Oh.
What is your name?
My name is Estelle. Okay, long story short, I heard a kind of... And then I fell into the forest, and then something tried to chase me, and I didn't know what, so I decided to climb up the tree. And when I climbed up the tree, that's when I met your fun elf guy friend. And then he saved me from the thing, and then he told me to come here, and I'm just trying to get home. By any chance, do you happen to know if the Cessaria family resides in this town at all, or if it's anywhere near this kingdom?
The who?
That's really odd. So Estelle sort of very quietly thinks to herself about, that does seem odd. And so she just goes, can you tell me which kingdom this place resides in?
Oh. This isn't so much a kingdom as it is a collective.
Oh, a collective. I see. Then can you explain can you show me on a map where we are?
Sure, I guess. And she brings you into what looks to be a classroom and pulls down a map. And there's a big crescent island in the middle of the sea. Laurent, I know most people really haven't heard of us. We're just kind of off in the sea, but
Estelle looks a little closely. She tries to remember whether or not she's even seen such an island before. But it's not coming to her. So she's like, oh shit, she's really fucked. She just kind of looks panicked.
Giovanna sees this in you and just kind of puts a hand on your shoulder. And in that moment, you can tell she kind of like feels something and then looks like a little bit off to the side of you. There's nobody there, but she very clearly sees something there.
Estelle tries to look over to see what she's looking at and doesn't see anything. Are there ghosts in this building?
Oh, sorry. No ghosts.
Oh.
Sometimes a god or two, but never a ghost.
Is it a god of ghosts?
Haven't met that one yet. Met a few, I met the god of perfect pancakes about 10 years ago.
Pancakes? Her eyes light up.
Yeah, you would love, we have a restaurant here called IHOP.
IHOP.
They love pancakes.
Estelle digs into her pouch. Does your place accept currency of gold like this? If not, do I have a place to exchange, maybe? I haven't eaten all day, and I'm willing to pay. Is this enough?
Oh, honey, let's get you something to eat. And she just kind of like, she takes one of the coins to inspect.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you can keep, I'll take you. And then she takes you to sort of like a cafeteria-esque courtyard in the middle. And that is where we're going to leave off with you for now.
Okay.
And I think we have time before our first break to meet Poppy. Poppy, you are walking through the woods, a different woods that is important to know. Describe to us what you look like as you're just kind of bebopping around.
Poppy is a goblin whose ears walk in before the rest of them. As big as you can think of, add a couple inches. Very big ears. And
so cute.
Big hair to match. She says she's 4 feet, but only because her hair reaches that high. She's not actually 4 feet. She's lying through her teeth. And she's wearing very tailored clothing, like it's custom, but it is still some like leathers, a leather vest, some big like MC Hammer type pants. You know, they're nice and fluffy. They got lots of pockets, covered in silver earrings, silver studs, silver drapery. Looks like she's collected jewelry from a bunch of different types of places of just shiny knickknacks that not a single piece matches, but she's very happy that she has all of them. And she's also missing one of her eyes. It looks like it was very badly done job of just one eye, but biggest smile on her face. It doesn't change how happy she looks. And she's just kind of bobbing around. She's got a backpack full of a bunch of funky things and just wandering, looking for some snacks.
Sure. As you're wandering around, you hear a faint and then there's a roar and the sounds of a quick but ferocious battle not too far away.
Immediately goes towards it and just starts scuttling.
No thoughts, straight towards.
Yeah, so by the time you get there, the sounds of the battle have ended. You kind of like come out into a clearing in these woods, and lying dead on the ground is a drake, like a baby dragon is dead, just lying there. And you don't see anything else around.
She kind of like sniffs the air a little bit. Her ears twitch and move, trying to like hear better.
Make a perception check.
You smell that? You smell that? It smells like a little bitch.
Smell that bitch in here. What I got for plus perception? +5. Okay. 17.
Nice.
17. Okay, yeah. You see just the tiniest bit of movement coming from something on this drake. And as you look closer, there's like just a small lizard that is scuttling on top of Drake, like almost like a gecko.
Did you fell this beast, tiny one? She goes and like starts going to try and touch his head and pet him.
Pulls away for a second, and then
You're the bravest little being I've ever seen.
Aww.
She gently like kind of picks him up with like a piece of jerky on her hand to like feed him. Just pulls out
he
food.
graciously eats it.
Like a little chihuahua.
Poppy's just absolutely amazed by this tiny creature felt like such a massive beast, especially in comparison, and feels a little kindred spirit of tiny creature, big victory, and just immediately starts petting him and feeding him, probably too much, and just doting on him immediately.
Do you have a name for this creature?
In classic SmolBirdLex, he is named Chester.
Chester.
Every campaign I've had, I've named whatever pet I've had named Chester. Beth is aware of this. And this is the new Chester.
Welcome, new Chester. You take care of Chester. Chester does not mind being taken care of by you. A few days later, perhaps, you overhear some other druid friends, potentially other just druids in your circle, talking about a rumor they heard of a druid from a far-off land that had the power to transform into 2 different beasts at one time.
Chester. Just trying to wake him up in her hair. Chester, we're on a mission. Did you hear? You probably did. Yeah, you're omnipotent. I know you heard that. We will find it. We'll find it, I know. So, we're going to find this druid, okay? Listen, don't go back to sleep. I'm trying to talk to you. We're going to find him, okay?
If Chester could make this, he would.
A freeze frame.
One eye half closed, just like... They immediately try to listen in more and try to find out where this druid could be.
Yeah, so one of the druids very clearly sees you trying to eavesdrop.
The ear is outside of the bush.
Yeah, the ear is just in the middle of the conversation. And he goes, did you want to join the conversation?
How did you spot me?
Let's just say you're not a rogue.
Touche.
Boom, roasted.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Did you hear about the druid that could do 2 beasts at once?
Yes, right now, from you.
Oh. I thought maybe, okay. I was hoping that you maybe have more stories about him or something.
Oh no. I just have stories of Chester. He defeated a beast 100 times his size.
I thought you said 70 times his size.
It's 100.
And the other one goes, well, she said 50 the time before that.
No, you heard wrong. It's 100.
Okay. Well, I heard this druid lives on an island.
Can you swim, Chester? Probably. Maybe you float. Do you walk on water? Maybe. We'll find out.
Have you heard of Lou Rant?
Right now.
That hurt.
Oh. Okay. Kind of same. And he holds out like this. It looks like one of those, if you want guitar lessons, please take one. But this person has very clearly just taken the whole paper. He's like, I don't read many of the words, but I know several. And he hands you this paper, and it regales of this druid. And you can see it's written by hand. And at one point they called the druid Bob. It was scratched out, and then Willioneer was like scribbled in between, like not Bob, William, and like there's a few Bobs, and you can see like a few. The first are like scratched out Willioneer, scratched out Willioneer, and then it's just scratched out, and then it's just Bob. Like so many Bobs. And it tells a story about a druid potentially named Bob that had the power to turn into two different beasts at once. And then there's a bunch of information about exactly how to find him. And an open invitation.
How many words did you read of this?
Druid,
Okay.
beast,
Okay.
2,
Okay.
Bob.
Okay. There's at least 1,000 different words in here.
Oh.
Yeah. But the rest of them say where to go, though.
Oh. Is it close?
Is it close? No, not even a little bit.
Oh. Okay, I guess this is where my interest ends.
I will keep the paper. Puts it in her hair.
Okay,
it's
I was
just
gonna
gone.
eat it. So, no, it's fine. I'll find other paper.
Just takes a parchment from her notebook. Like, you can have this one. I need that one.
Thank you. The circle provides.
A nice thick cardstock. Very well made.
Ooh, fancy.
So the directions that you have, they tell you to go to the nearest port city and find the boatmaster and tell him you are on you were invited by the city of Archid to join the school.
Chester, you're invited for an education. Let's go.
Chester seems fake excited about learning. And that is where we are going to take our first break. After we get back from this break, we are going to meet the other two members of this party and then get the party started.
All right, BRB. And we are back.
Hello, welcome back. As we left off, oh, you're all doing faces. Okay. Before we took that break, we met three of our party: Adaline, the Warforged, Estel, the human that popped up into the woods, and Poppy, a goblin with a pet lizard named Chester, I suppose. We have two more to meet, and we're going to meet another one right now. Arktreon the Hunter. You picked up a job at a tavern in a rough part of a village somewhere. You work security. You're the bouncer at this tavern. Describe Arktreon to us.
So if you were to visually see Arktreon outside of the tavern, obviously guarding the front entrance, Arktreon is a 7'4", 400-pound Leonin Barbarian. Ripped to shreds, torn to shreds, wearing very tattered gladiatorial armor, various piercings and beads in his beard, various scars from many battles, and he always carries with him his warhammer and his beloved great axe, which is just about the size as him, and not a smile on his face as far as you can see.
Oh.
He was hired immediately with no other questions. You, while working today, there are two regulars at this tavern. The barkeep described them to you as troublemakers, but there has been a very noticeable shift in their energy since you started working as a bouncer. They've gone from troublemakers to just silly little guys. They don't want trouble, nor do they want to make it. They're just dudes that are being bros. They're a couple of meatheads. They love working out. They love talking about how much they wish they could bench. Their names are Beegis and Bughead.
Just
I forgot to
guys
say,
being dudes. Just a couple of dudes being guys.
I forgot to say, I give out this thing called Benspiration to my players. I hide a lot of pop culture references in my stories.
Really?
And if you ever find one, pick one out and see it, and you just announce that that's that, you get inspiration. Obviously, that one was pretty on the nose.
Oh, man.
But these guys are at the bar, and you overhear them talking, and you hear one of them say, Yeah, I heard about that guy too. I heard he fought an entire army by himself. And then the other one says, Yeah, I heard he destroyed an entire prison with just his fists.
With this thumb.
With this thumb. No. So Arktreon, you hear like they're kind of conversing with each other and they're talking, and then you hear this like it's kind of soft but a very solid thud coming towards them. What did you say? And like a huff of like a sniff comes past them between them.
I mean, we were just talking about a rumor that we heard. There's a guy that apparently is really strong.
I'm just picturing like a really buff Beavis and Butthead just sitting at the table. It's amazing.
It's exactly
Arktreon,
like a tiny head and all body.
yeah.
Arktreon,
No nap days.
Arktreon pulls out a chair, rests his great axe against the table, and sits. Doesn't say anything, but sits like speak.
Okay. So Bughead can tell you about it.
Don't be shy, Bughead. Speak.
Yeah. So we saw this pamphlet, and he hands you a piece of paper. And it's very clearly like about a barbarian, and it was hung in this part of town on purpose. Like, so much of it is misspelled, and they're like, this was the only one here. They're like, I haven't seen it. So whoever hung this knew what this town was about. And it talks about this guy on an island called Laurent that you may have heard of. It's not like a secret, but it's not like people don't talk about it. This guy in Laurent that was imprisoned at a max security prison in the capital city and literally punched a hole through the double cinder block wall, collapsed the entire prison, and then fought an entire standing army with just his bare hands. And then at the bottom, very specific details about how to find him.
So Arktreon holds up this paper, and something these two characters haven't seen ever on Arktreon's face is a small smirk and a bit of a chuckle.
Finally, a worthy challenge.
And I just kind of dart and look at the two of them.
Yeah, no, it's not us. It's sure.
Yeah. I'll be back.
And I scooch the chair back, pull up the great axe, throw it over the shoulder, give one last turn over at the two of them.
Behave yourselves.
Yeah, I mean, we always behave, right? Yeah.
I give a nod to the keeper of the bar, the tavern, and I shuttle my way through the door, kind of swooping down and underneath. And just on my path, just constantly looking at this paper and reading it and further following instructions to how to find this Shaxus.
Yeah, it tells you to go to the nearest port city, find a boatmaster, and tell him that you were invited to find Shaxus. It feels very much like a challenge is being issued by this piece of paper.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say we'll pick up with you. I assume you're going to find the.
Yes, absolutely, without question. It was Arktreon is always up for the challenge to better himself. He's always up to find the next biggest, baddest person in town. Always seeking to prove himself via combat and hone his skills. So at the sign of this paper, it was clear to him it was a move to make and a call.
Perfect. We will pick up with you in a little bit, as right now we are going to pop over and meet Elis. You have spent the last 2 days at sea. Your trip finally coming to an end. Go ahead and describe Elis to us.
Okay. Elis is a roughly mid-20s human girl. She has this kind of short, dirty blonde hair, 2 pieces framing her face, and the rest tried to be pulled up into a ponytail, but there are definitely pieces that have been left out. She has this just absolutely exhausted look on her face at all times. She's standing at 6'2", a bunch of different earrings of mixed metals on both ears. She kind of has a very, how do you say this? Milo Thatch meets Jim Hawkins je ne sais quoi, very much the aesthetic of her clothing. And everywhere that she walks, there is a quick follow of the clunk of her cane, which seems like it's made of a bunch of small little pieces of copper or bronze. very, very easily identifiable as being handmade. And she looks out at the world, just peering through these set of octagonal glasses, waiting for something interesting to happen.
As you're peering out over the side of the boat, you can see on the horizon, mountain peaks are starting to rise. And as you get closer and closer, the full mountain range comes into view and it slopes downward into, you can see a city skyline come into view. It has no noticeable buildings, although you almost feel like there used to be the really tall tower somewhere right there, but there isn't anymore, and so now the city just kind of feels mostly bland. A lot of medium tall square-ish buildings, and you get closer and closer to port. And by the way, Poppy and Arktreon, you guys are not on this boat specifically, but this is also what you would be seeing. And you get closer and closer to port, and you dock, and at this point you can kind of see that this is a capital city. There is hustle, there is bustle, at a lesser degree, very, very slightly a lesser degree of bustle than hustle. And you can see there's some sort of building that was right there, right off of the port, that has collapsed who knows how long ago, and they've just put red ropes around the remaining rubble of this building. Slightly off to the side, there is a golden statue of a gnome. It's taller than a gnome, but you can still tell it's a gnome because it says gnome on it.
How very descriptive of them.
It says, in loving memory, day, and then just gnome. As if whoever made this never actually knew this guy's name.
Day, no.
And didn't ask for any information when he was making it. The port itself, there are people all over the port. There's very clearly hey, follow these signs if you are here for trade. If you are a merchant, follow here, go this way. On one dock far away from where your boat came in, there is there's a naval building. You can tell it's a naval building because it's bullring and also blue.
Yeah, that would do it.
That's it. There's a welcome desk there. There are people hawking merch. One guy in particular is hawking foam masks that look like skulls. And there's a lot of people in town that have them. You'll notice. They don't wear them very often, but they all kind of have. It's like being in Orlando and everybody has a pair of Mickey ears. Everybody in this town owns a foam skull mask. And there's also someone there that he's wearing a vest. He's got a bow tie on. He's an elf. He stands very proper. He's holding a clipboard. And he's standing with a sign next to him that says school applications.
I'm going to just kind of look around at everyone wearing these foam masks. And go, okay, I've been a lot of places, but this is definitely the weirdest fucking fad I've ever seen. And then just kind of mosey on up to the elf with the clipboard and the sign.
Hello, welcome to Archid. Is this your first time here?
Yes, and I would appreciate if you didn't talk to me like I'm 5 years old.
Noted. Are you here to seek an education?
I'm looking for something very specific. Moreover, someone very specific. I hear they're kind of a hero of this town.
Oh, sure. I know quite a few of those people. Do you happen to have any information about who this hero might be?
Let's see. They're about yay high, and I pick up my cane so that the bottom of it is like maybe 2 feet off the ground. About yay high. I don't know. Serves alcohol or some shit like that. Good with mechanics. Do you know anyone?
As you're saying this, you can see his face just start to like drop. Then just for a moment, he kind of forgets where he is. Oh. I think I know who it is you are looking for. Unfortunately, he is out of office at this time. Please follow me. I will introduce to you the rest of the staff, and perhaps they can help you more than I can.
Sure.
Kiki, if you could just be a touch louder, sorry.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
You follow him into from your side there's one small building. It kind of looks like a welcome center, and behind it is a massive arena, and then surrounding there are 12 schoolhouses, and as you walk in, you see just a large badger-like man wearing very, very religious robes.
Mm-hmm.
He's just standing behind the desk.
He's just standing there menacingly.
Badgerly.
Badgerly. Oh, hello!
Hi.
Who do we have here? My name is Cleric Chuck.
I'm just gonna kind of look at the guy that brought me over here. Is this school for children? Am I missing something?
We tend to not say no to any applicant.
So not Ivy League. That's disappointing.
Okay. Chuck, I believe you can take this one from here. He snoods off. Chuck says, what brings you here? Do you have an idea of which education you are here to see?
I am looking for somebody who's more on the mechanical side of things. Mentioned the description of that guy, but he just kind of looked really dead about it.
I can understand. You are the first applicant we've had seeking mechanical knowledge. Please follow me, and I will get you situated, and hopefully I can find someone to continue assisting you from there.
Thank you. And the circle of customer service begins.
Please
And he
hold.
takes you outside of this welcome center, and he starts walking you by all of these schoolhouses. And he finally ends on the building that has very clearly been here the longest, but also the one that looks the least like a classroom or any sort of place that people should live. In fact, it looks like a pub. He opens the door, and it's a pub. That's why it looked like one.
Pub music, pub music.
Oh, I got you. I was ready.
Give me tavern brawl.
And he says,
Fiddle.
this is our... I suppose this would be our school of artificery. I suppose.
You suppose or you know?
Well, our most recent artificer passed away about 10 years ago. You may have seen the statue of him coming in.
Yeah, Day Gnome.
Day Strider, I know. We've been trying to get that statue fixed for
10
years.
years and you can't get it fixed?
There's been a lot of things. We've built an entire coliseum and schoolhouses in that amount of time.
But engraving a name was too difficult.
That's correct, yes.
Oh,
Bureaucracy.
The boat ride was long, the boat ride was long, the boat ride was long, we're not going back.
Please don't leave. Just come in here and make yourself at home, and I will meet with the other instructors and we will figure something out for you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is make myself a drink, and then you guys can figure out what you're gonna do with the fucking statue out front, okay?
Sure.
In about a week from now, we'll be running the place. Be a member of the board.
Hi, I'm your new
Yeah.
principal. Nobody knows my name.
He
I just
scampers
got
off.
here.
It is I, your local asshole.
You look around. This place has not been touched. I mean, maybe 10 years ago, when this dude first died, somebody came in and did a little bit of tidying.
Swept.
But otherwise, this is just a pub that has had no customers in probably a decade.
Cobwebs as far as the eye can see.
So the whiskey.
And as soon as you get onto the island, Adaline, you feel for the first time in your life, which is only 10 years, I suppose, a pulling? Maybe not so much a pulling as it is you feel connected to something on this island. You actually don't get any pulse at all, but that's a different thing.
A noise. Has
If you attempt to focus on this, you can get a sort of direction from it.
Okay, yeah, I would stop what I'm doing, which I think right now is just like reading, or maybe some target practice, maybe both. I just kind of sit down and I try to focus on this strange new sensation.
Or roll me an investigation check to see how well you can follow this through the city.
14.
14? Okay, cool. We're going to hold on that for a moment. Elis, as you're kind of like making yourself comfortable, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours goes by, and the door flies open.
Jesus.
It is not Adaline yet.
I apologize.
It's okay.
Gets out their nice aged whiskey.
What are doors?
The wrong door. This is a closet.
It's just a hole.
Is, however,
Just in somebody's house.
it is, however, a different Sir Feffers character. A man you don't know yet busts through the door, followed by 4 others. There is a tall elven woman wearing plate. There is what race was Lakire?
He was
Okay,
a
as a
tiefling.
tiefling.
Yeah, okay. So a tiefling
God, he was so cool.
with probably golden horns.
Yeah, I mean, if he's been able to be a little bougie about it since
Yeah,
maybe some
A tiefling with-
dangly bits.
a tiefling with
Let's
golden
see.
horns and some dangly bits bust through, followed by a very just nondescript man with a sword and a shield. He's like if AI didn't try it all that hard and made bland city guard.
You don't have to roast Barker like that. God damn. God damn.
Just a dude.
A white man? No.
That's
White
bad.
man? No. Well, what'd they
He's
do
just
about it?
a
Nothing.
guy.
Typical.
Look at this dude.
Typical.
He was in fact just a guy. I loved him though.
He was, yeah. Followed by the tall elven woman with the plate mail. You see a sorceress, kind of. I don't know how someone can gracefully stumble, but it's a perfect combination of two very opposing ideas.
It's like a skip glide.
And like sort of like bumps into the person in front of her, bumps into the person behind her, does like a smooth spin out, sticks the landing.
Wow.
And then one last person, just a couple really long pointy ears followed by a head, pokes in, and a lot of people, all five, are very excited. Oh, one of them yells, "Daystra!" and they all stop as they see you.
I'm leaning on the bar. I got my cane pointed at them. I'm like, okay, one, could a girl not get a little bit of privacy around here? What the fuck? Does anybody know how to knock?
The city guardsman type kind of like steps forward and he says, "Oh, so sorry about this, miss. We just saw the light on, and this bar used to belong to a good friend of ours, and so we saw the light on and we thought that maybe, I don't know, maybe he was back. My name is Barka. I'm the fighter instructor. This is Lakire. This is Kylie," points to the sorceress, and this is Giovanna, and Maisie. There's the body that comes with that head, but
There's a body that comes with that head.
are you here to learn artificery?
Yeah, that's kind of the whole shtick. Right, there's some questionable things that have happened here. Morally questionable, but scientifically intriguing, so pretty keen to get my hands on those.
Lakire taps Barka on the shoulder and just goes, and Barka goes, "Fine." And you see just like Lakire shivers a little bit, and then Barka shivers a little bit, and then just starts to mirror everything that Lakire is doing, and he's gesturing, and now Lakire is moving his mouth, but all of the words are coming out of Barka. And Barka's like, "Yeah, if you just want something, you can just take stuff. That's honestly, I wouldn't be here. Well, I wouldn't be here. I haven't learned exactly how to point with somebody else's body to myself yet, but like if I..."
What the fuck is happening right now? What kind
sorry.
of parade is this?
I don't have a tongue, so
You
it's hard to.
definitely do.
Oh,
She's putting up.
my name is Lakire. They're both standing like this, by the way.
Uh-huh. Okay, I think Elis is smart enough to figure this out. All right, so this is some kind of possession type shit, or a really good pantomime.
Oh, I've known Baruko for like 10 years. Pantomiming really well is definitely not one of his skill sets. I am just controlling his body, and he loves it. Always has.
That just seems very fucked up, and you should rethink your own standings on it.
Consent was given, so
Okay.
don't need that from you. I already took it from everyone else. Thank you so much. So he's not here.
No. Or can you sense him with your puppetry?
Not in this version of the game.
Okay. What? Are we playing a fucking game right now?
No. Anyway, I'm Lakire. I'm the rogue instructor. And I'm gonna do a lap. And then Barker just
Okay.
kind of shivers. Lakire just takes off, runs around the building. Giovanna
okay.
steps up, the tall elven woman plate. She steps up and says, I know you've probably traveled a long way to be here and to learn under Daystrider, but unfortunately Daystrider passed
Yeah, I've been getting that.
many years ago. Please stay here, relax. If you need anything, we will take care of it until we can figure out something for you. I would hate for you to travel all of this way and not get what you came for.
Yeah, that would leave us both disappointed. Did he happen to have like an apprentice or like some friends or something that held onto his shit? A safe maybe, if any of you know the combination. If not, I can get it, it's fine. But literally anything. I don't need a person to learn, just amount of books or shitty scribbles will be fine.
Roll a perception check for me.
Perceiving. That is Macy's character sheet. That is the wrong one. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, that's only a 9. I have glasses for a reason.
Womp womp.
Okay, so you do not notice all 4 of them dart their eyes towards the office door and then look back at you in unison. And Giovanna goes, no, and she grabs the bat's mouth to close it and goes, no, I don't. He never had an apprentice, and we wouldn't know where he would keep all of his stuff exactly. So,
Can I insight check this shit? This
Sure.
fuckery?
go for it.
Also, what did they
I
say
incite this
in
fuckery.
What did they say in unison? I got cut out. At
Oh,
the
they
same
didn't say
time.
anything in unison.
Okay.
It's just they all looked over at the office door of this pub in unison, but you wouldn't have noticed that with the 9 perception. I just thought it was a funny thing that I wanted
Yeah.
everybody else to picture.
Macy crawling over Joe's shoulder. I saw it. Okay.
What'd you get on the insight?
It was not good. I'll tell you that. There's a 7.
7?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Roll an investigation for me.
Oh, that's much better for me. 15.
Nice.
15. Okay, yeah. With a 15, you can kind of piece together. There's a reason exactly one of these people is having their mouth shut while you are being denied information.
Okay.
And it's probably because this is the one that would just say it without thinking about it.
Yeah. Okay. Can you let like your pet bark or something?
She
It's
is not
really
a
weird.
pet.
Dissing your own.
You coulda
business
fooled
character
me.
in this character.
This is Maisie.
Hi.
She's a Nixtery. And
A what?
we have somewhere to be right now,
Uh-huh.
Maisie.
I don't think we have anywhere to be. I mean,
Yes,
there's
we
like...
do.
But where could we be? I thought we were coming here.
And we did.
Okay.
So we should leave this woman to her privacy so she can get settled in. We will be back to check on you.
What's privacy?
That's a lesson that you still need to learn.
Hail Hydra.
Alright. Fuck. Gonna take in the peace and quiet for but a hot second. And then I'm gonna go over to that office and see if I can get it open.
It is locked, but also your perception wasn't high enough to see them all look
fair
at
enough.
it.
I'm just gonna start.
It is something
fucking
that you would,
swiping through here.
yeah, it's something that you probably would have like, oh, let's look around this place
Gotcha.
now. It's a door.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It is locked.
First, she's pouring herself a whiskey, and then she's gonna go ahead and just like start searching around.
Sure.
Is it one
yeah,
of
you
those
pour yourself
principal doors?
a whiskey. One of the what?
Is it one of those doors like the principal's office where like there's a window?
Oh,
Just
And this is where we
It
do
is
our
not.
tax fraud.
Damn
You
it.
can look if you want.
it is not. You pour yourself a whiskey, and as you're walking around, you seem to just like stumble over nothing, and like a quarter of your drink spills out onto the floor.
no.
What the? Why is the floor so sticky?
Ew.
Why is it always like a fourth of a cup every time? What the fuck?
For the other three of you in this campaign, that is a reference to last season. The gnome was a bartender who needed to kick around a milk carton to be able to like get up high enough to do his job.
Oh,
And
no.
as he would kick around while holding a full glass, he would just like slosh. And so this bar was known as having the 3/4 cup.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes goes by of you searching around,
Just fucking
and
rummaging.
Adaline, you finally make it to the door of a building where you feel you have been pulled.
I knock.
Elis, there's a knock at the door.
I got that, God. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna like just kind of throw my head back. God, I already said no more fucking visit. If you're just here to bother me, you can go away. I get it. Daystrider's dead. He's not fucking here.
Well, I don't mean to be a bother.
That's a new voice. That is definitely a new voice. Okay. Kind of gets herself up off the floor. Leaves her drink on the counter and then goes and kind of swings the door open. And who might you be? Because I think I've had 17 teachers walk through here in the past 20 minutes.
Yes, we do have some curious instructors here at the school.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Indeed. Might I step in for a moment?
That depends. Are you going to lament about Daystrider, or are you going to provide potentially useful information?
I can likely provide some useful information.
By all means, please step in. Please.
I step in, take down the hood, and you can see that I am a Warforged, made of mostly stone and bone. I kind of look around. I'm kind of taking the room in.
What the fuck are you? I just start like kind of analyzing you.
Well, I am Adaline, and I am a strange being. I'm afraid I don't have all the answers myself, but I have a sneaking suspicion bit of a gut feeling that I might be of use to you and you to I.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I know you were talking. There's a hole in your head, and it has like quantum contractions in it, and that is so. I want to tear you apart in the most respectful way possible.
Intriguing.
Yeah, that's the word for it.
Would you likely be able to put me back together?
50-50 shot. More like 95. No, you know what? Yeah, 99.9% positive I could put you back together.
Insight check, pretty please, DM.
Sure. Against
Taking the measure
Elis
of
is
how confident she is that she could put me back together.
Yeah, we'll go with your persuasion
Oh, okay.
or your deception.
We'll see.
It depends on what you feel like you're using right now.
They are the same bonus right now. What'd you get, Beth?
It's a 19.
I also got a 19.
Oh. Roll again?
Well, technically, Elis's would be the DC in this case.
That's true.
So what
meets it,
Feff-
beats it.
What Adaline would know is, we're using persuasion or deception.
Well, I want to convince him to let me take him apart, but I'm not. I'm fairly confident that I can put him back together. Fairly.
Great, that's what you get.
Yeah,
This person is fairly confident they can put you back together.
fairly confident. More interested in tearing you apart, though.
You are the first I've come across that might be remotely capable. I have a few missing things. I'm not sure.
Where
what
is
they
your
are.
tongue?
I have not one.
I just met a guy that also didn't have one. That's crazy. He was much worse company than you, though. So.
Ah, well, that is
Aw.
appreciated. I am Adaline.
It just kind of like holds her hand out. Elis Hawthorne.
I look at the hand. And I look back up to you. It's a good
You might
name.
not have programmed that. Okay. Normally you shake it. I'll have to look at that.
Just the soft glow of whitish blue goes a little yellowish green, but that's everything else is completely deadpan. There's no facial expression, there's no mouth. Just a ring that
As-
stares at you.
As you guys
Like
are having this
Hypnotoad.
conversation, everybody on the island, Poppy, you would be on the boat that this comes from, and everybody else in the city of Archid, including Estel, would all hear a roar.
Success!
And that is where we're going to go to break.
Let's go. Let's fucking go. I guess. Let's go.
Let's go, I guess.
Let's go.
Fucking go.
And we are
Look, if you didn't want his arm broken, you shouldn't have put it near me.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They should have knew better.
Welcome back. We finally have met our entire cast, and we left off with a mighty roar.
Rumble
Sort
roar.
of issuing a challenge, if I read that roar correctly. Most people in the city heard Shaxis being yelled, and if you are from the island or have been living on it randomly for about 10 years or so, you would probably know Shaxis is a minotaur that is not to be fucked with.
I'm gonna look at Ellis and be like, "You've got to see this. This is going to be excellent.
Everybody, and I mean everybody, has left their houses, and most of the citizens are just walking towards the arena. There's an excited energy floating about. It's become apparent in the recent years that Shaxus, although instructed to invite people to learn under his tutelage, has more or less just told people to come fight him. And so this is fairly a regular thing now. Somebody shows up from somewhere and is like, let's fight Shaxus. So as you are getting off the boat, walking up port, the first person that comes to greet you, Arktreon, is a large humanoid bear. He's about 8 foot tall. Rutrow.
Oh.
We lost a Kiki.
Ooh.
Kiki, no.
Kiki, do you love me?
Do. Commercial break.
What's everyone's characters thinking right now?
I am
Estel,
now Elis.
Estel tugs on the nice elf lady who was helping on her earlier. Why is everyone going to the center?
It's much more entertaining to just show you.
But I can't see. Everyone's too tall.
She just lifts you up.
I just am like, what's happening?
She
Like,
just
are we
lifts you up
talking
and
like
puts
Lion
you
King
up,
lift?
puts you on her shoulders.
I just
Giovanna
sort of,
is very strong.
I'm just stupefied, but I just immediately like, thank you. I hope I'm not too heavy.
So I'm greeted
Do you
by
want-
this. Sorry, I didn't know
It's
where
like
we were going off of this one. Just to.
Yeah,
Fix the-
you're greeted by just an 8 foot tall bear man.
Damn.
Hey, I know. Are you sure?
I'm quite sure, my friend.
I just give him that little like brotherly tap on the shoulder and just kind of move past him. I'm not interested in like I'm just not being swayed.
All right. I guess I'll show you where to go. Follow
Thank you.
me.
Thank you.
By the way, and as he's walking, do you have? And he pulls out a little notepad. Do you have health insurance?
I don't
No,
know what
that's-
that is.
That's fine. Next of kin.
Not that I know of, no.
No. Okay. What is your first and last name?
And I like halt for a moment, like almost like a little bit like you don't know who I am.
I am Arktreon the Hunter.
Oh, unfortunate middle name there. Okay, so in the event of catastrophic injury, is there somewhere you want us to send your body, or are you fine just being fed to?
The only catastrophic,
Because I can't even speak because I'm that stupid.
the only injuries that will be held will be upon Shaxus, or I will die trying.
Yeah, I mean, usually he does let the visitor get the first attack, and then yeah, the die trying part happens shortly afterward. But
Arktreon is like
Not-
rolling his eyes, axe over the shoulder, continuing to walking, just listening to you, back and forth with me, just heading towards, I'm assuming, the stadium.
yeah, oh yeah. I think that's all of the questions that I'm legally told to ask you. So if you just want to walk on into the arena here with me.
Actually, when I'm done and he is defeated, where is a good place to eat? I am famished from my trips.
Yeah. I mean, we have a few like milkshake places. You're gonna like a straw is probably what you should be thinking about.
You're quite
Right now.
confident in your champion.
I don't know if confidence is exactly the word that I would continue using so much as it is. I've seen it a lot. Oh, and by the way, just so you know, he will not be using weapons, but I don't want that to dissuade you from using yours. Use whatever you have to protect yourself.
If he doesn't use weapons, then I shall not either.
Oh, bad move.
Hmm.
You should take that back. You should take the axe and the hammer, both.
If
same
he
time.
wishes to not fight with weapons, I will honor the challenge and not use mine. That would
What if I
seem
told you?
unfair,
What if I told you that his hands legally are weapons?
as are mine.
Okay. And he points you through a tunnel.
Let me get the combat music going.
Dun, 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 dun.
I want Final Fantasy music.
Final Fantasy music. I'll gear that up for the next episode.
Nice.
I got you.
It better be the
Sorry, gang,
remix
my
with
tech is being a touch slow right now.
You're
Is that a
fine.
back scratcher?
Your internet still hasn't come back. Is still in. So
Okay.
First of all, rude. Second of all,
We cannot see you.
yeah, I'm aware. It's because I'm on my phone trying to restart a router.
That'll do it. But you are with us.
Both in spirit and kind of on screen.
Yep, that is true.
Estelle looks to the elf lady again and just goes, "Are there bards here playing for this match? Wow, they have dinner and a show here."
my best friend Serena has a lot of friends in music.
So who's the big bear man?
That is that's Lil Bonbon.
Bonbon.
He's very sweet. If you ever do get the chance to meet him, he's a sweet guy.
I think his fists say otherwise, but okay.
Arktreon, as you enter this arena, it is set as very gladiatorial. It is just dirt floor, big circle. It's still filling, but the people that are seated are already, like, they see you enter and they're like, yeah! Like, there's so much cheering and just excitement going on. There's a popcorn, kettle corn, peanuts, like the whole nine. Everything's going on. There are people that are hawking beers, hot dogs, everything that you could think of that would be sort of just like, this is entertainment. And then through the tunnel across from you, you get your first look at Shaxus. He's walking very calmly. He is a minotaur, stands about, with the horns, about 7 feet tall. There's really nothing about him that immediately stands out as being like a problem. He's a big dude, but like, you're also a big dude, so there's that. And as soon as he enters the arena, deafening roar from the audience. The people's champion has returned to the arena once more. And Shaxus looks at you across the way and just yells, Are you sure you still want to do this? There is no shame in living.
For me, there is no shame in dying.
Oh, shit.
As you wish.
And I drop, I see him unarmed. So I take my axe, whink, like, drive it into the sand, untie my warhammer, and there's an anime I want to reference, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. It's like, the warhammer is very, like, doesn't seem like it would weigh a lot, but as I untie it from my waist, it puts a divot.
Rock Lee?
You're referencing
Naruto?
Rock Lee from Naruto, yeah.
That's some Rock Lee shit right there.
The hammer.
You just hear like a giant like kaboom as
Yeah,
it
like
drops. There's a cloud of dust.
And just
Beautiful.
as calmly as Shaxus walks in, I am also walking.
Dang.
You can roll initiative if you'd like. Shaxus is giving you the first attack.
Grab another d20. 23.
Dang.
God
Yep.
damn.
You
Yeah,
have
same.
him beat. You guys are standing about, I would say, yeah, let's just make it 30 feet. You're 30 feet away from each other, standing in the center of this arena.
Okay. I will just gingerly walk up to him, just at like getting within range, because I can't throw a punch from 30 feet. So I will just calmly walk up to him,
Mighty Shaxus.
and I lean back and I drop kick him I full-fledged kick him in the chest.
Dang.
Okay.
Fight,
Roll to hit.
Fight.
That's an
Fight,
unarmed
fight, fight.
strike.
Beautiful. Are they both barbs?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
A
20.
dirty 20. That does hit. Roll your damage.
Dice shall I use? Give me this one. It's just a straight 5. Excuse me. I was
Okay, so
looking at
5.
max. Yeah, just 5.
Okay. And then I will also, since you are doing like a drop kick type thing, I'm going to add in the effect of he needs to make a strength saving throw, or else he is pushed back.
Okay.
So let's do 8 plus your strength modifier
Which would be 12.
plus proficiency bonus.
Plus proficiency bonus. Ooh, oh boy. That is 15 total.
15. Meets it, beats it. He is not budged by your kick.
Ooh.
That's your first attack.
Okay. Thinking about what I want to do.
He seems wildly unbothered by the kick, by the way.
That's fine. Arktreon will sling out a full paw of claws, sink it into his left pectoral, scrape across, drawing blood, and I will enter rage.
Dang.
Is that your second attack? Yeah.
That was
Roll
my
to
bonus
hit on
action.
that. Oh, your own chest.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm entering
Okay.
rage.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. You have entered rage. You still have one more attack if you'd like to take your attack.
So as I lash out across my chest and drawing blood, and blood kind of slatters across the sand, I ball up that same bloodied fist and haymaker him.
Dang.
Another
roll to
unarmed
hit.
strike. So 11 plus 7, 18.
18 hits.
Ooh.
Roll your
That's
damage.
another
No,
5.
It's 5, yeah.
Oh, another 5. So it's I haven't done it right.
7.
Yes, that'll be 7.
And that's your turn.
That is my turn.
Okay. Shax just takes closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and you just see veins just pop out all over his arms and just one on his forehead.
Oh, he drank the Kool-Aid.
Hey, he is the Kool-Aid.
He is the
And
Kool-Aid
he
man.
also enters
Is he
into
single?
rage.
Oh no.
Is he single? I'm just kidding.
But his rage is a little bit different.
Oh.
And he is going to swing. Let's see, what's he got? Does a 27 hit?
No, it doesn't hit. Yeah, it hits.
Surprise Pikachu face.
Does a 27 hit?
This isn't even his final form.
Yeah.
It is not.
The SpongeBob
Okay,
meme.
give me 1 second as I have to look something up. Apologies.
Crab dance.
Follow, appreciate you. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for some gifted subs. Taff, goodness gracious, thanks so much. We got a hype train going on.
Okay.
Place your bets now, chat. Who's winning? It's probably a little late for that, but
Ooh, mods, put a poll in.
Oh, now on your phones.
This is gonna be biased.
So that is going to be 18 bludgeoning damage.
Halved?
Halved because you're raging, so 9.
It's the Niner.
You hit like a young cub.
Ooh.
God
Okay,
damn.
does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Great. That is going to be 12 more bludgeoning damage, halved
That
to
is
6.
Jesus.
And the first punch that hits you is noticeably faster than any other fight that you've been in with just a bruiser like this, because he has a third attack. Does a 28 hit you?
Yes.
And that's going to be 15 more bludgeoning damage, halved down to 7.
Arktreon is a bit shocked, obviously taken back by the flurry of blows. Kind of hits you with like a 1, 2, 3, and that third one has me looking at the sand a little bit like,
What in
This can't be
tarnation?
happening.
There's just focus from Shaxus. He's not speaking. He's just staring into your soul and just fist up, bop, bop, bop.
that third hit that has me looking at the sand. I pause for just a moment, and from that arched position, I swing with an uppercut right between his two fists. Or at least try.
Sure. Roll to
Get
hit.
him.
Come on, you got it.
17? No. Yes, 17. Math.
Elis, I hand you a little like
17 hits.
15 hits. That is another 7.
I
No,
whispered
seven.
to the
Got
elf
it.
lady, do you want popcorn?
He's raging now, so that's only going to be 3.
Giovanna pulling out popcorn from her back. Oh, I already got it.
That was on your page. Oops.
Wait, do I
Okay.
see Kiki's character with popcorn? Because, like, instinctively, I just want to reach for the popcorn.
I was just joking around, but
Damn it.
17 hits.
17 hits.
That is That is okay. So I'll take another attack. So that uppercut, and then with my left one, I will do claws melee across the left side of his face, which will be...
You got pause.
Okay, roll to hit.
Pause.
14.
14 does not hit. Yeah, you still connect, but the claws do not break skin.
Okay.
And it just kind of like wipes across his face. His neck, his head doesn't turn when you hit it. It's just...
Dang.
Arktreon is just as unfazed.
Okay. That is your turn.
Give me a second. Noticing that this doesn't faze him at all, with inches to his face, I will let out a daunting roar.
Okay.
DC
What do I
saving
have
throw
to do?
15. Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving. Okay.
Wisdom saving.
That is a 25.
That raw spit just goes flying at his face as I let out this roar that shakes the arena as like a bit of sand around us kind of dusts away from us.
Wow.
Yeah.
He is unfazed.
The crowd
And that
loves
is my turn.
The crowd loves it. You do hear Lil Bonbon, the bear, yelling from the tunnel. It's never too late to run home until you're missing your legs. Remember that.
Unfazed, like in one ear, out the other at this point.
Shaxus wipes some of the spit off his face. And his eyes go bloodshot. I have so many friggin' tabs open right now.
Three of them are playing
Oh.
music.
Tortuga.
Got it. Okay.
Magical Sasquatch. Great name.
That is a nat 20 on the first swing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Uh-oh.
that's it. 2, 10, 17, it's 24, plus 15, 39 bludgeoning damage on that first swing, halves down to 19.
Dang.
I have 93 max hit points, so we're chiseling away.
Well, that was just his first swing. He's gotten faster, by the way. You noticed that.
Yeah, my reaction time is just like I land a few, and it's like I don't even have time to blink. It's bah, bah, bah.
It's airport style. The second one land, the next one take off.
Oh yeah.
That's a 24 to hit on that one.
Yes, sir.
This one, I believe, misses 14 to hit.
Yes, that one misses.
Right. And that one is a 19 on the die, which as a barbarian is also a crit, I believe. Or is that just the one type
I believe that's
of barbarian?
That's
That's
a subclass.
I think
a
it's just
subclass.
feature.
Okay.
It's just a feature you
Okay.
get at some point.
Is?
I'll take a look.
18 is my AC.
It's called improved critical. I don't know if it's a standard barbarian feat or if it just kind of comes all.
I think it's
That was-
a subclass.
Yeah, that was Path of the.
It might be a
Champion?
totem. It might be a totem.
I had it. Yeah, I had Oh my god, I had it for Arktreon too in another campaign.
That's the one I'm most familiar with. That's why I'm like, I think it's something you get.
Yeah. Wild magic for a barbarian is
Oh, beautiful.
the best.
Truly.
Yeah. Think like a D6 is like a lightning bolt comes from your chest. That's the fucking best. Like,
Fucking man.
yeah.
Okay, so 2 of these attacks hit.
Yep.
That is 1. Oh, that's bad rolls. 2 plus 15. That's 17 bludgeoning damage on that second hit, which is going to come out to 8. And 5, 10. 25 bludgeoning damage on the third one, which halves to 12.
Okay.
And it's very much just bop, bop. He throws one that just like clips your earlobe.
To the main.
You can still feel like the power that's like coming off of that punch.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you can even like think about what's happening next, the left hook comes and clocks you in the cheek. The crowd is going insane.
I think he does have brutal critical.
Does he? I think it's an orc thing, and I don't see it. But
Just a barbarian thing, it seems to be.
yeah, is it just the regular barbarian thing?
Mm-hmm. You get it at 9th level. Brutal critical.
Oh, 8. I'm almost there.
Get
Well,
to roll
I guess one of
extra
those attacks
damage.
was a critical then, so
Yeah.
that's 10 more. So take 5 more damage.
5 more damage. Okay. Arktreon is now. I'm now 27 out of 93 right now. Arktreon he's bleeding. He's bleeding bad. He's got blood coming out of his he's got cheek is cut, tooth bottom gone. Blood is now pouring into the sands. Realizing Arktreon cannot really beat him on punches alone, he goes to grapple. He goes to try to put Shaxus in a bit of a hold.
I like Ben's
Okay.
Solid moves.
Roll your athletics.
Whew. Athletics +7, baby. 13, 14, 20, 21. 21.
Well, Shaxus adds 21 to roll.
Oh!
athletics, so,
Oh, man.
God, I just
yes.
lunge at him and he's like
that's a 32.
a cat on a leg. Just
Yeah, you go to grab his shoulders, and he just flexes a little bit, and you can't even grip around his shoulders.
Oh,
He just
no.
raises his arms.
You just got all-mighted, bro.
Estelle looks really panicked at this rate and just goes, "Should we help him?"
Arktreon is
No.
definitely winded at this point. He's on the struggle bus. So that was one action to grapple.
One attack to grapple.
One attack to grapple.
Little bonbons back there, you can still use your sword, or your hammer, or your axe.
I will
Throw
yeah.
dirt in his eyes.
pocket sand.
Oh, you
If
did
I
it.
only had
darkness.
pockets. Arktreon will leap like a leap and then roll towards his warhammer that was left about 20 feet away from him.
Yeah, Shaxus will not take an attack of opportunity.
I figured
He will let you go get his weapon. Go get your weapon.
So I do not reach for my Arktreon isn't looking to kill Shaxus. Let me start this off by saying that he's not looking to kill Shaxus. There is a bit of
that's
a
the concern.
no, I know. I'm trying to survive. Don't worry about it. So instead of reaching for the great hammer dug into the sand, I will reach for the war hammer and just kind of roll towards it, scoop it with me, and just.
Someone in the crowd, you hear, "Oh, he's a learner."
There's my warhammer. I was like, where are you?
Where are you?
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
I cannot throw this one.
I cannot sleep.
Well, guess who's coming back with a
Oh.
hammer? Roll towards the hammer, grab it, and just start sprinting towards him with the war hammer. And I will give one of those like dragging from behind me swoop up. Golfing, because
Sure.
I'm just picking up golf.
Roll to hit. Now things are getting interesting.
19.
19 hits. Have any of you seen one of your party members die during the first episode before?
Yeah.
Well, I ain't dying, baby. Never gonna die. Oh, 1d10. Let's go.
This man is
7,
dead.
8, 9, 11.
Sorry.
Halved, which is a crispy 5.
Oh no.
Oh,
Ben
Our
is
DM.
frozen. He is a bit. What a great look. That's his headshot. That's the headshot we should
somebody
use for
snip it,
promos.
snip it.
Oh, rip.
We're all just sitting here watching the fight. Like, damn, that lion has a death wish. Holy shit.
Arktreon is gonna go for as long as he possibly can.
Gonna go with honor.
No, don't kill him.
Thank
Poppy's
you,
like just
Annie.
holding Chester up so he can get a good view.
I'm just gonna like lean over to Adaline. So, does this happen often?
Every once in a while.
Brutish entertainment and schooling for children. Very interesting island. We lost our DM.
What do you see?
He's back.
There you are.
Ta-ta!
Yeah, I don't know.
Is this supposed to be a learning opportunity, right? This is the point of the thing, right?
Yeah,
Right?
Ben, is Estel close to us? Can we hear her?
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
We're just like hanging out the door of the pub, like, huh?
I mean, you guys would have been able to
I would've
enter
brought
the
you to
arena.
stadium.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, seated next to each other.
I'm in the handicap seating actually.
I will
No,
kind
just
of-
Estelle, in a panic, throws her book into the arena.
You are not the first or the only person throwing random shit into the arena. Like it's mostly like popcorn and stuff, but
Oh no.
I
Oh,
catch
no.
a stray beer.
Adeline, did you see that book go flying?
Oh, yeah.
Estelle tries to like haphazardly like
What was
come
the
down
point of
off
that?
of the shoulders of the elven lady that has been helping her. We can't just let this guy die.
That point over there.
oh, sweet, no. And she like grabs your shoulder and goes, "You would just be another target. You gotta. I've seen this before. Trust me. Shaxus isn't a killer. Well, no. He doesn't kill these people.
So Shaxus is a total killer.
Elis is like has a little notebook pulled out, like a leather bound notebook, and is just like taking notes on everything that Adeline is saying.
Shaxus
Okay.
is actually the head of this school of.
That is the head of the school.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's a terrible decision.
Not to them. Their school.
A principal with anger issues.
What are the
Who's
rules of this
running
game?
this place?
Are there rounds?
You just catch that beer?
Oh, it kind of really only takes about 30 seconds usually.
But it's been past 30 seconds. What are the rules of the game? Can they call a halftime?
It's been 18 seconds.
If he makes it past 30 seconds, can you call a time? Can we heal him?
No, of course. We're gonna heal him. It'll be fine.
She just yells, "If you last 30 seconds, we can hit you!"
So, how long until he dies, Adaline? I'm just curious for my records. Okay, so like what, another 5-10 seconds?
Ben, did you catch what I got before you?
I know it hit. I didn't hear the amount.
It was 11 damage, halved to 5. Or. Yeah.
I've never seen
Yeah.
Leonin. Maybe we'll be surprised.
So that was just the Warhammer strike. So just the bah, and that was both my attacks and my action.
Yeah, he's gonna use a reaction
Understandably so.
to punch you.
That's fine. It'd be.
Not the cheek.
Does a 19 hit?
Ooh, just hits.
2 and 1. That's 3 plus 15. So 18 bludgeoning damage, halved to 9. As you just come up with the hammer, it hits him in the chin. He looks away for a second, and then just comes down and headbutts you.
Damn.
On the return.
What's your hit point now?
I'm sitting at 18.
Ah!
So, with that headbutt, Arktreon falls flat on his back. And just heavy breathing. You can see that his muscles are kind of dialing down. He's not pulsating. He's not vascular. His claws sink into his paws. He's not unconscious.
Right. As you fall, you hear Lil Bonbon, like the steps of this bear, just on all fours running out. And like he's laying on top of you now, just sort of like a referee, just like waving off Shaxus, who takes a few steps away and starts doing some deep breathing. Giovanna, who is up with you, Estel, and Cleric Chuck, who is just down the sideline, they both run out to heal Arktreon. And so while that's happening, Shaxus, who has calmed down, comes back, gets down on a knee, and says, "Are you here to learn?"
Spits out a little more blood.
Apparently I am. This has been a long time since I've been defeated. It's just as cold as I remember it.
Never forget that feeling. Class is at 5 a.m. tomorrow. He stands up and just walks out of the arena. Giovanna and Cleric Chuck heal you, and they just kind of like help you up. They show you to the Barbarian schoolhouse. In Barbarian, they call it a schoolhouse, and that's the only reason you know that it is. It's mostly just a room full of stuff built to take punches. And then a shower and a bed. Like that's all that there is in this whole schoolhouse. There is one scroll that has been unraveled and like nailed to the wall, and that is the only piece of like reading material in this entire building. And if you do walk up and read it, you can see that it says Path of the Knuckle Sandwich. It said something much more like profound before, but it has been scratched out and replaced with Path of the Knuckle Sandwich. So yeah, you are shown where to sleep, where to shower, and where you can stay. Poppy, while you are at this arena, I assume you followed the crowd in to watch.
Yep. She was holding Chester above so he could get a good view.
At some point during the fight, a octopus tentacle has like scooped under Chester and raised him higher, and you just hear a voice behind you going, the octopus works a bit better. And it's another Leonin. He smells of like sea salt. He was wearing an eye patch. He has like a t-shirt on, or it's more like a jersey that says like Crimson Lords across the front.
Oh my god.
Like a soccer team, sort of. But notably, like the rest of his body is not an octopus. It's just his arm that he has done.
Teach me that. She starts like extending her arms. Just like
I am happy to teach you. My name is Willionaire. Willionaire. No. Who found you? Was it the bat?
Pulled out the paper.
Giggling in the distance.
Amazing.
Why do you have so many names?
I
Why are half of them
have
Bob?
one fewer name than most people think I do.
That name's pretty long.
But I am happy that you've come all this way, and it wasn't simply to watch another brainless coward try to challenge Shaxus.
Oh no, I'm here for him. Anything I can do for him.
Sure. After this fight, which should be over now, I will show you
Wow.
Yeah, Shaxus is very, very good at this. I would never. And he brings the tentacle back down and hands you Chester. And he goes, come with me to the schoolhouse.
You ready?
And he shows you his schoolhouse, which it's overgrown in ivy and plants. Like the whole outside and inside is quote unquote decorated as if not a building at all. It's as if you just walked into like a garden.
Feels like home.
And as long as you stay, it will be. Now, I'm tired and, also a little bit drunk. So, we're gonna start tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Get some rest.
Are you tired? I'll get you snacks. We'll sleep. Puts it back in her hair.
Elis,
Yep.
do you go back to the pub this evening?
I think she's hanging out with Adaline for a hot second and just go, did you see there was a lizard up there at one point? Like, I thought somebody was going to throw the lizard.
I did. I was worried for the lizard.
No. But you know what? That is a good... I'm going to write that down. I'll save that for later when I have time. Good side project. I'm going to go back to the sticky floors and kind of shitty wallpaper, if I'm being honest. Where do you crash so I can find you?
Well, my...
Not for disassembly purposes, of course. No, we wouldn't do that without consent.
My...
As you're having this conversation, Adaline, you kind of see entering the arena again is Skype. But this time he's like carrying a body.
I can see my...
Presumably. And he just runs up to Giovanna with this body, and you can hear just like from down there, Giovanna go, "You have to stop bringing them to me. Why is it always me? We have other healers,
I'll come to you. I'm not sure what classrooms there might be for the artificeries, but I think you and I are a good start.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, class is indefinitely delayed until they can find a substitute. So I'm gonna tear that place apart and see if I can find something sooner.
Well, I might as well be of assistance.
Yeah, all right. Just don't leak oil.
Tricks. Florin, I can see that you were trying to get into that locked door.
Well.
Worn and torn. I might be of assistance there.
Yeah, you know what? You might as well. I'm fucking fatigued from the boat ride, so might not be a bad idea.
Then we'll head back to the pub.
Okay. You guys get there. You want to try to unlock that office door? Yeah, make a sleight of hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit back and
Sure.
watch Adaline do that.
Roll investigation.
Investigation's not great, but that's a 16.
Okay, yeah. No traps.
No traps.
None that
I
you could
will-
find.
I will still try to unlock this door.
I had the same vibe of no capes,
No kips.
no traps.
24.
24. Yeah, you're able to pretty quickly.
I pull some long, thin bones out.
A trap killed my grandmother.
There you go.
And you open the door, and it looks like an office. There's a desk there. There's some paperwork that's like neatly stacked. A few kegs lining on the walls. There's a photo hanging on the wall of Daystrider and presumably his father. But nothing out of the ordinary.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you for being the first useful person on this fucking island. Appreciate it. I'm just gonna rummage the place like I'm squatting in it because I basically am. So moving the picture frames and going around.
Of your findings. Good evening. I'll turn.
See you later.
Get back out into the street. Look around a bit.
Just another night in Archid.
Okay, I'm gonna head back to the school for now then.
Elis, while you're rummaging around, you hear and there's a couple little footsteps inside the building.
He's got fucking ghosts.
And you hear someone say, "Oh, who moved this?"
I'm gonna very slowly peek my head out of the office.
There's a gnome that you feel like you've seen before, but not in person.
I look at the photo
And
on
he's-
the wall. Look back. All right.
And he looks up, sees you, pauses for a moment, goes, "Oh, you're not supposed to be here."
You're supposed to be dead.
It really depends who you ask.
Everybody out here says that you are dead.
Well,
Including
why'd
that
you ask
weird
them
fucking
then?
dog thing. 'Cause you weren't around, dipshit.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I've been dead.
Okay, this is fucking with me. Are you a ghost? Am I asleep right now? The fuck's happening?
You're asking a lot of questions.
I have a lot of questions.
Well, so do I. but you don't see me asking any of them because then I might get answers and I have to change how I believe things.
Some of us fucking like answers.
Oh, you're gonna get tired of those. Anyway, I'm looking for a doohickey.
Oh, please, dear God, be more specific.
Okay, so the doohickey, like it you know what? It's fine. I'll find it myself.
I'm wishing you stayed dead. What the fuck?
A lot of people say that a lot. It's fine. Have you move?
Okay, shit.
And he comes into the office and he like
Little
pulls
Edna
something
Mode walk.
off the desk and like puts his hand on it, and it activates like a sensor. And the wall to your right just raises, and there is another room there with a ladder down. And he goes, "Oh, it's probably just in here. And he's gone.
Well, thanks for opening the door, fucking poltergeist. And I'm gonna go down the fucking ladder.
Yeah, you go down the ladder. There is a
That's a lot shorter than I
long,
thought it was.
dark hallway.
How tall is the ceiling here? I just want to know if I have to crawl.
You'd have to bend a
Okay.
little bit.
Gnome
Alright.
ceilings.
Put my cane on its little holster on my back, and then I just get on all fours to be more comfortable and crawl.
Yeah, so you crawl down this long hallway, and at the end of it, it opens up into this massive workshop. There is a lot of just mechanisms and pieces of tech that you've never seen before. There are a couple things that catch your eye. There's a workbench with a scroll that seems to be, this thing was treated very well and protected and taken care of, and that's sitting there. There's also, right next to it, a softly glowing ball, and it seems to be some sort of like metallic, metallurgic type thing, but it softly pulsates as if it has like a heartbeat. And when you enter the room, it lights up a bit more.
All right, first ghost, now ectoplasm. This is going to be a very interesting day. I'm gonna just kind of look around. Anybody
Sure.
else home? How much sage do I have to get?
There are no answers.
Thank God.
We are going to cut away from you discovering this classroom and come back to Estel. You've only been here a couple days so far. You still don't know exactly where you are or how you got here. But what you do know is that this tall elven woman who seems to never take off her plate mail has been very, very kind to you. And after she takes care of Arktreon and then also the extra person that was brought in from the Great Forest, she comes up to you preparing for sleep. And she says, I have a friend that was separated from his family and spent a long time trying to figure out how to get back to them. And I was able to help him a bit, but I always wished that I was able to help him more. And so, if you'll allow me, I would love to teach you everything I know. And hopefully, it'll be enough to help you get back to your family.
Estel quietly picks up her book from where she had threw it into the arena and tries to dust it off. Clearly, it's gotten a bit torn up from the previous battle. But she takes a big, deep breath and she just goes, "I'd really appreciate that. Thank you."
Of course. We can start tomorrow, and you don't have to do it now. But while you're here, you don't have to hide from me.
Hide what?
She gives you a hug.
Estelle is just surprised by the hug, and she just softens a little bit, and she just gives her a big hug. But then she goes, "I really appreciate the hug. Your armor's kind of crushing me."
Oh, sorry. Oh my God, sorry.
Estelle breathes. Clearly, a bruise is already starting to form. She's like, But she looks up to her and she just goes, are all elves as nice as you? I've never really been in major contact with the elves, and my family gets really antsy whenever I bring it up. But I read a lot about them, and they seem really nice.
I know Skype was probably an aggressive way to meet one.
I don't think he was aggressive. I think he was just really tired from his job. Like my dad used to be, except I think he would always need a lot more mead in order for him to get through the day. But he seems like he really just works too hard. Maybe he just needs a good vacation.
Sometimes we all do. I hope that I can be an excellent steward of the elves, and I hope even more than that, you can meet the other ones too.
I can meet the high elves too? Are you a high elf? Or are you a wood elf?
I actually have to check.
Ah.
I think she is a high elf.
The 404 error.
Yeah. Yes, I am a high elf as well. The wood elves tend to be, well, they tend to smell like wood.
So they smell like the forest.
Yeah, some might say.
I think I'll wander
If you need
down
anything
towards the stadium at this point.
What is it that I should be learning at the school? Everyone else seems to be learning about, well, berserkers and artificers. At least from what I saw from the school. I noticed all of the buildings had different signs, but I don't really think I fall into anything.
I think you might fall into one thing more than you realize. And she takes your hand and like points your palm upward and says, "Do you trust me?"
Estelle smiles and puts a hand immediately. I trust you.
She grabs onto her necklace and it starts to glow. And then she takes a dagger out.
Estelle immediately panics.
It's okay. And she starts to like press it into your palm and you don't feel anything. And she starts to press even harder and you don't feel anything. And then she puts the dagger away and then shows you her hand and it has a knife wound on it.
Your hand? But wait, you stabbed me. Well, not really stabbed, but Are you a witch?
No, I am a paladin. I am a follower of the god Ilmater, and I have taken the oath of self-sacrifice. I tend to take on pain so that others can breathe a bit easier.
You can do that?
So can you.
We could have helped the Lion Man the whole time!
Okay, all right. No, we don't.
But he got hurt so badly! Estelle
Not
starts to
that,
get
not that badly.
Okay,
all right?
Estelle starts to get teary-eyed.
Calm down here. All right. I didn't get my ass
He was
kicked. I just let happen what happened.
Everywhere. She starts to cry.
No. Oh my God. Okay. Let's get you cleaned up.
Okay. I promise I'll be a good student. Oh, baby.
Adaline, was there something that you wanted to do before we wrapped?
Yeah, if it's possible, if it's all right, I'd like to just
Sure.
go check up on our barbarian new friend, and see if he's good to go. Kind of just a greeting.
Yeah, at this point, you would know which schoolhouse belonged to the barbarians, and also that they leave the door unlocked, and also that the windows are mostly smashed in anyway, so it wouldn't matter if they...
We get school uniforms.
Yeah, I think yours is just gonna be plate mail.
Aw, man. Just a tiny body and giant plate mail, like that one scene from Avatar: The Last Airbender where Aang just is like completely decked out in too much stuff.
You may enter.
And you see Arktreon sitting bedside. Arktreon, even though a brutish Leonin, is still a cat. Like, he's still a feline. So he's wrapped up a few of his wounds, and he also is licking a few of the wounds as well. Not drawing an eye to you, just focused on himself.
Greetings. Well met. I watched your fight.
You watched me embarrass myself.
I watched you make that Minotaur flinch. I have never seen him even move his head. That was quite a show. And I thought someone ought to come by and let you know that. He hasn't exactly had many students, so you must have impressed him.
I shouldn't have come here.
Why is that?
I thought this Minotaur would be just another notch in my belt. Another foe to prove myself. But he proved too much for even the likes of me.
And yet he took you in. It is possible, my friend, that you are merely going into a chapter of your life where you can hone your skill. Maybe there is more for you to become. Apologies. I am Adaline. I'll walk over and try to, like, do the handshake, but it's right at his head.
And goes in the hole.
And I do finally look up at you, a little taken back by the visual that I have absorbed at this moment, but try to remain as unfazed as possible, and my paw reaches for your hand.
I am Arktreon.
Shake it viciously.
It's
Well,
nice to meet you as well.
Well met. It was a feat. No one's seen anyone move that Minotaur at all.
Maybe I did come here for a reason. Maybe I do have to learn. But that is for tomorrow.
And Archtreon tries to liven up a little bit.
Are you hungry? I'm famished from today.
Let's get you some food. Good show.
Thank you.
And I will head towards the mess and show him where the mess hall is and stuff like that.
And I'll follow.
Mess hall.
Food fight. I don't eat, so but
Tavern brawl. Tavern.
You just
brawl.
absorb via
Tavern
hole.
brawl.
yeah.
You just take like a T-bone steak and just put it in and get more bullets.
Yeah, let's say that. Let's say at one point.
He just eats it like a fine piece of lettuce and
I look to make sure no one's like directly behind me, and then I just like a wood chipper, and then
Oh man, I want
spit
food now.
out some little bone bullets.
The temptation to stick a hand in the hole is so great.
He creates little bone toothpicks and puts them in for other people to use later.
Other people are like, I'm not using that. Oh.
Exactly. He's like, I'm doing the economy a favor. I'm providing free things.
I'm doing my
a
part.
service. Everyone else,
Brother,
I'm doing my part.
Brother, what is that? Brother,
Poppy would definitely take some as like gifts, just like, ooh, fancy. They have bone
Life from my
picks.
bone collection.
So, from here, there will be a bit of a time skip. Somewhere like 3 to 5 months are going to go by with you guys in school. We're going to pick up next week, and we're going to open, and we'll have some moments for you all to reminisce and talk through like some of the things that you've learned and have fun with it. You will get your first test next week. You will all be in the arena for the first time. Well, for the second time for Arktreon, but everyone else will be in the arena for the first time. And
prize and small paladin. No.
So from here, you've all found the place where you will be learning, some with instructors and some with a ghost. We're not sure what happened,
ghosts. Ooh.
but a ghost that could also activate a finger thing.
Ghost boo-oo.
Boo-oo.
Poltergeist. Sometimes you just gotta be dead. I don't know.
And so this is where we will end our first episode, Rise of the Planewalker.
Yeah.
Episode 1, Pop Quiz Part 1, all pop, no quiz.
All right, gang, thank you so much for being here. Don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to be doing a raid, but real quick, we've got a couple of announcements to go through, and of course, we are going to go to the cast. Thank you all, first of all, cast, for being here. I'm so excited. This is going to be really, really fun. I'm so hyped. Chat, if you would like to see the previous season summer series, you can go to the YouTube long shot, and you can catch up there, as well as see other campaigns that we run. We're out of season right now. We take the summer off and we give the reins over to other DMs such as Ben Brainard on Tuesdays and Offbeat Outlaw on Thursdays.
Ew.
And we go for the duration of the summer, which allows me, the primary dungeon master, to just like recollect and cook and prepare for the next season.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook.
If you didn't know, there is an amazing LARP event called Fall coming up. It is in Texas, and a fair amount of beans in here are actually gonna be going. And I'm very excited. And if you don't know, you're missing out. It's gonna be amazing. There are still a few tickets left. It is a phenomenal LARP event run by our very own Taylor Ann Tracy. What else? Through the Crit Awards, I will be running 2 panels at Gen Con. One is the do's and don'ts of DMing, the other one being a full-blown one-shot with some phenomenal people. You can find more information about that on the Discord. Speaking of the Discord, there is a Discord, and you can find memes and a fantastic community. There is a Hightower channel that you'll be able to find once you accept the agreement and the rules and all that good stuff. And there's also bingo. Bingo was something we discovered last summer that the chat, that the fans, that the viewers created, and people get really intense about their bingo.
Oh, I didn't finish my bingo card. Wait, fuck.
Did anyone get bingo this episode? If so, you can head over to the Hightower channel and make sure you put it in there as well. I think that's it for me. I'm going to send it over to our very own Astraea while I line up who to raid.
Feel free to go follow me on TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube. I've been trying to grow my YouTube channel, so it should be under my same username of QueenAstraea. So have fun finding me, I guess. Next victim.
Yeah, you just call someone out.
Poppy.
Hello, I'm SmolBirdLex. You can find me at SmolBirdLex. I do art, TTRPG, and streaming. I will be at Gen Con. I am doing a sex worker friendly panel with that great gentleman, Click Clack Snack, Maisie, and Smoking Glue Guns. It'll be very fun. Definitely check that out. I think that's all I'm really doing. I'm not doing a lot of stuff this time around. I'll send it to Aiden.
My name is Aiden. I go by Shay Aiden on everything. Not really doing a whole lot right now, but you can catch me at the Oregon Ren Fair, the last week of the fair, where we'll be Vikings and pirates. So be looking for me as a pirate, baby. And I will pass it over to Kiki.
Also, real quick, sorry, this is also, when we do the sign out, this is also where you can talk about like how your character is feeling and what they're thinking about like going in. So Astraea, real quick, if you wanted to, you could mention like what is Estel thinking, how she's feeling, and like going what she is thinking about going into like next week.
Estel has 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place. She is panicking.
2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place is my new favorite mood.
Writing that one down.
She really wants to make her teacher proud, and she's really happy that she found someone who's really kind and considerate towards her.
Lexi?
Poppy is still trying to stretch their arms in the bedroom right now, just like she definitely put all the pillows that she could find at the foot of the bed and put Chester right in the middle. So he has like a big nest at the foot of the bed, and she's still sleeping on the bed, but she just doesn't have any pillows. She just has a blanket. And so after trying to stretch and nothing happened, she's like, time for bed, and I'll figure it out in the morning.
Aiden?
Arktreon definitely feels defeated at this moment. Arktreon hasn't lost a battle in quite some time. Preferably, he has spent the past little while traveling to place, challenging the best of the best, and so far has yielded him quite the reputation, increased his skill and his talent in combat. So this was going to be his big shining moment to take down yet another foe, but to his surprise, he definitely fell short of victory. Very short of victory. But he's just in the mess hall with Adaline and is just watching them phase food through a hole as I'm just slowly peeling away at my mutton.
Munches silently.
Yeah, I'm just like intrigued.
Elis is honestly, when finding out that Daystrider wasn't exactly around, it was disappointing. Not entirely surprising because it felt like that horse was getting beaten a little bit with everybody being like, oh yeah, about Daystrider. And it was about to be just another failed excursion and probably the biggest time drain that she's experienced so far in this journey until Ghoststrider came around. Yes, I got the DM. Let's go.
Damn it, Ghost Rider.
Beat you at your own fucking game. And now there's definitely a deeper level of intrigue and more reason to stay.
other than that, hello everybody. I'm Kiki. You can find me at KikiDoesStuff all over the internet, or KikiDoesStuff here on Twitch. You can find me here on Tuesdays, or you can find me on Thursdays on Madaloon's channel playing a daughter of Taiki in the Dungeons and Demigods game, which is a Percy Jackson themed D&D 5e series. As well, you will also be finding me at Gen Con, much like some of these other lovely people. And potentially SuperCon down in Miami. So we'll see how that goes. Aside from that, not this Friday, but next Friday, if you want to tune into my channel, we're going to start having some charity streams that a few of these people are involved in. So maybe tune in, check it out. We're raising some money for a good cause. So that's all I have to say on the matter. I'm going to throw it back to the DM. Do something. I don't know.
Fett, did you get a chance?
Yep.
Did you talk about Adaline?
Tell us about your robot.
Adaline.
Yeah.
Adaline is even-keeled on most things, and I discovered today that he will just kind of like try to come up with reassurances and like invent maybe I'm helping kind of words, but he doesn't actually know how to do that. So he doesn't actually know if he's hit his mark with with his new friend or not, because he can't read people. Arktreon is just massive, so it's just like, I think you did good, and stuff like that. But he doesn't really know, so he's kind of talking out of his ass, just trying to help. And I feel like that's going to be a lot of his characters still not understanding social norms at all, and just being kind of naive but trying to be helpful in general for this guy. And I'm excited to see how Adaline develops. He doesn't remember how he got to where he is, so if Alice can help with that, then we're cooking with gas.
Yeah, all right. One thing that you guys should keep in mind really quick about Adaline, he's the first construct that any of you have ever met that has, like, feelings.
I haven't met him yet.
Me either.
We'll get there.
We'll see how much this construct can really feel, other than the bones.
Estelle will be like, talking rock, wow!
Oh.
With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed playing. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this opening episode. Opening episodes are difficult because I probably put too much emphasis on my own self, trying to like get everybody's character into the plot in the most like natural way possible, and that sometimes does make it feel like
amazing. You did amazing.
Absolutely.
And you describe
Thanks.
things so congruently and so nicely.
I'm trying my best.
You have a certain je ne sais quoi.
You succeed.
Genesis quail.
Je ne sais quoi.
I saw somebody
Genesis
say that in the
quail.
comments.
It's as the French say, sous le vous, or whatever.
But yeah, so when next week rolls around, the party will have been established and they'll actually be together. I have been known to split parties, but they're gonna be together next week, and as far as I can tell or know, there's not gonna be much more splitting. So like as of next week, they're gonna be like together for the rest of this, and it's gonna feel a lot more like
together.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like a lot of the first episode was like the negative getting up to the 0, and then everything here is like the 0 forward. So we're really getting into it starting next week. I'm excited for it. I'm also excited to hear from you guys about like your ideas about how like your training went, and also school uniforms. We can talk about that. I'm very big on letting my players play a part in building the world. So I'm excited for it. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys watching are interested in like learning about these subclasses these guys are playing, I wrote a source book. It's available on my website right now. $15. It's called the Fall of Hightower Beta. So go to my website, benbrainard.com, go to my merch store, click that. I'm also on tour right now. If you live in Cleveland, Toledo, Columbus, or Pittsburgh, I'm going to be performing there in the next week and a half. So come out and see my shows. And other than that, we'll see you next week.
Woo. All right. right, gang, pile into this raid. We're going to kick it with Game
Get
Raider
in!
Girl.
Bye.
Get it.
Oh my
Phenomenal
god, the
being
balloons.
named Ivy. Go show them some love. And have a
Just-
phenomenal
just-
rest of your night, gang.
Just keep saying hi, Joe. Don't explain it. Just say hi, Joe, the entire
That's it.
time.
That's the move.
Yeah, just say hi, Joe.